It's finally time for the UFC 313 Best Bets video. I know you've been waiting for this one. I'm going to give you 3 bets throughout this video. I got a parlay, I got a round prop bet, and I got a couple prop bets for you. In addition, I'll give you every single one of my DFS plays, which, if you're a premium member, you got them sent to you on Monday. This is now Thursday, and some of the lines may have changed, but I do have an option for you if you want to get a different set of lines. I'll show you that throughout this video. In addition, I will let you know where you can get every single one of my bets on UFC 313 for absolutely free. But before we get into the best bets for UFC 313, we have to recap last week. And I'm going to start this off by saying I had 7 bets out there for all of my premium members. I give you 3 bets every week. I went 3-3-1. And somehow I managed to give you all 3 of the bets that lost. That's pretty brutal. But that is why you join the Home of Fight Picks Premium. Because I can't choose which ones are going to hit. But I choose 3 to share with you throughout this video for free. But if you want the bets, that's why you join the premium membership. The parlay, Esteban Rivovic, split decision. That one was brutal, so we missed out on that. The round prop bet, fight to not go the distance. It was a war. These guys were throwing. Lucas Almeida was doing the dance a couple times out there. Couldn't find the finish. We got closing line value on that, but it didn't matter. I think it closed around minus 170. And, yeah, CLV just seems to be printing losers. And the prop bet, Danny Barlow, round 1. Well, it ended in round 1, but it was not Danny Barlow who got it done in round 1. Now, luckily, I still played the under 1.5 in that fight, so I wasn't too upset about Danny Barlow losing in round 1 because I had the under 1.5, so I still cashed that one. But holy shit, Danny Barlow getting knocked out. Did not see that one coming. So on the week, we're down 3.5 units. Because as I said, I had 7 bets out, went 3-3-1, and I somehow managed to give you all 3 bets that lost. So now on the year, the best bets record is minus 6.14 units in 2025. But we still got a long ways to go before the end of the year, so hopefully we could get back in the green with these 3 bets that I'm going to give you. The DFS plays last week were also a downer. Not a great week last week. Okay. Brutal card. But the DFS plays this week, I feel amazing about. Last week, there were a ton of very short lines. And I usually like to play the lowers, and the fights tended to go pretty long. So you take the L, and you move on. Let's kick it off with the parlay. The parlay bet this week is going to be the over 2.5 rounds in 2 fights. So we're going to parlay them together for plus 100. Even money. I'm putting 1 unit on. Chris Gutierrez, John Castaneda. 2 absolute decision merchants. Is John Castaneda going to finish Chris Gutierrez? Doubtful. Highly doubtful. Okay, Chris is a pretty durable guy. Not a guy that likes to stand in the pocket and trade. And on the ground, I think he'll be safe enough to avoid any submissions. So I don't see a finish from Castaneda. And on the Gutierrez side, unless he lands some absolute flush knee up the middle or some type of head kick, I don't really see him knocking out John, and I don't really see him submitting John either. So I think the fight probably goes the distance. I like the over 2.5 in that one. We're going to parlay that with Myron Santos and Francis Marshall to go over 2.5 as well. Myron Santos, even though he's coming off a big brutal knockout, kind of a decision guy. All right, went to a decision in both of his Ultimate Fighter fights. It's been to 6th decision in his professional career. And I think Francis Marshall is a pretty tough guy. I don't really see Myron knocking him out unless he does land just a beautiful left hook again or some type of knee up the middle when Francis Marshall is shooting a takedown. And I think Santos is good enough to not get knocked out or sub. So I like the over 2.5 in that one as well. So at plus 100, couple fights to go 12.5 minutes or more. I think it looks good to me. I'm putting 1 unit on that. There's your parlay bet for the week at UFC 313. Now we can get into the Underdog fantasy plays. If you're in one of these highlighted states, you're going to want to download the Underdog app. Use my code HeyJock, get your deposit bonus up to $1,000, and lock in the plays I'm going to give you. Since the beginning of 2024, I'm positive 72.57 units on 2 pick entries alone, not including the 5-leg entries that you see on the screen. Link down in the description to download the Underdog app and put these plays in. The 5-legger this week, Yasmin Lucinda, lower on significant strikes. There's only been one girl in the strawweight division to land more than 54.5 significant strikes on Amanda Lemos. Who was that? It was Zhang Wei Li. Do I think Lucindo is Zhang Wei Li? Probably not. So I'm going to take the lower there on Lucindo. I like that. Bahamondes, higher on significant strikes. If the fight gets out of round 1, he's soaring over, okay? Obviously, the fight could end in round 1, and that's the risk we take. But I think Bahamondes is a durable guy. I don't think he has one-shot knockout power to put out Jalen Turner in the first round. I think they're going to scrap it out in the first round. And I think Bahamondes might actually have some fight IQ in this fight to where he wants to take it a little bit slower. Kind of try to, be cautious in that first round and then take it into the deeper late second into the third to where he thinks he might have an advantage. He trains with Bilal Muhammad. I expect him, sorry, I'm burping everywhere. I expect him to have a good game plan in this one. I don't think he just goes out there and gets starched by Jalen Turner. So I think the fight does extend, and I think Bahamondes is going to rack up the significant strikes. He's a high-volume guy, and Jalen Turner is hittable. So I like the higher on Bahamondes there. Lower on Francis Marshall. Santos, very good at keeping his range. Francis Marshall is really not that high volume of a striker. I think he's going to be looking to grapple in this one. And at range, I don't think he's going to be able to land on Myron Santos because he wasn't able to land anything on William Gomi, who's also a guy that likes to keep his range. So I don't think Marshall goes higher. I actually like him to go lower than 54.5 significant strikes. Justin Gaethje, lower than 84.5. This is just a very high number for a 3-round fight. I think he got like around 100 in the first fight. But it's a different fight. It's a different fight. He's coming off the knockout loss. I expect him to be a little bit more calculated in his approach, not just throwing blind shots out there looking for a KO. I think he'll probably take it a little bit easy, feel him out a little bit, and it won't be as high-paced as it was in the first fight. You got to figure, for a 15-minute fight, they're going to have to land more than 25 significant strikes. They're going to have to land about 30 significant strikes per round for this to go over. And I really bear on the side of the unders when the lines are this high, just because the fight could end early. Gaethje could knock out Fiziev. Fiziev could knock out him. And you never know. Maybe Justin Gaethje looks to wrestle a little bit. Lower than 84.5 for Gaethje there. Lower for Mauricio Rufy. He's not a high-volume guy. Bobby Green does not actually get hit that much. It's only around 3 significant strikes per minute. But when he gets hit, I think Rufy probably puts him out. I think Rufy's going to wait for the counter, bang, look for his big shots. He's not a guy that is going to be throwing a ton of volume out there. He's going to wait and try to land the big shots to the head with either a right hand down the pipe, the overhand right, or the left hook. So I think he's just going to wait for his opportunity and capitalize when he does. I don't think he's going to be racking up significant strikes. I think the fight could end in round 1 or 2. We'll talk about that later, but I like the lower for Mauricio Rufy there. Those 5 picks wins up to 20x. Look over here. We got a nice little boosted 2-pick entry. Curtis Blades lower than 1.5 takedowns. It's a 1.7. I don't know what it is, but it's a boosted play because Curtis Blades averages 4 takedowns per 15 minutes, but he's going up against a Russian, Rizvan Kuniev, who is very hard to take down, and Curtis Blades has not had a takedown landed since he fought Jairzinho Rosenstrike nearly 3 years ago. He's not a guy that really looks to wrestle anymore. So if we can get him to go lower than 1.5 takedowns against a Russian who's also a pretty good wrestler, I like it. It's a boosted play. We pair that with Bruno Ferreira, lower on significant strikes. He's never gone over this. He's gone under this in every single fight. I don't think he goes over there as well. So I like to lower the 42.5 there. That 2-pick entry wins up to 3.75x. And over here, we got Bahamondes, which we talked about. And we got Jordan Santos, higher on significant strikes. He's a pretty high-volume guy. Ozzy Diaz is pretty hittable. But I don't really think Santos has big power to put out Ozzy Diaz in round 1. I think if he does finish him, it'll probably be late round 2 into round 3. but I could see a decision here. So I like the higher on Jordan Santos at 44.5. That 2-pick entry wins up to 3x. Once again, if you want to tail these plays and you're in one of these highlighted states, use my code HeyJob, get your deposit bonus up to $1,000. There's a link down in the description to do so. Lock them in. And if you can't find those plays on Underdog or they have moved, then there's another option for you. You join the Chalkboard app. If you're in one of these highlighted states, it's available for you. They're running a Pereira special. If he lands one significant strike, you win. It's available for new players only. So once you sign up, you use my code HeyJob. You get your deposit bonus up to $100. You'll get Alex Pereira, 0.5 significant strikes in the main event. It's a free win. And they have significant strikes for you to play. They have decision wins, submission wins, and KO/TKO wins as well. So you can play on there. There's a link down in the description below to join Chalkboard. It's another DFS app that you should have in your pocket if you're in one of these highlighted states, because you always want to be shopping for the best lines. So go ahead, get that free win on Pereira, get your deposit bonus, and keep that in your arsenal. Maybe you find a better line on Chalkboard. Let's get into the round prop bet. I like the under 2.5 here. You see that man's body, all right? You see that man's body. Now, I know this is an old picture from the Abu Dhabi card. You see that man's body, all right? You see these dots. You know that man's got some pop in his shots, okay? And I know he didn't knock out Renat Fakhretdinov, but Fakhretdinov is tough. Very tough. And Alex Morono been knocked out a few times. And when does it happen? It happens in round 1, most likely. And Carlos Leal, 10 knockouts in round 1. Carlos Leal is a minus 800 favorite. Him to win by knockout is about minus 150. You're telling me I can just get the under 2.5 rounds at minus 120? Because in all reality, I do believe Carlos Leal knocks him out in round 1 or 2. But we cover ourselves a little bit here. Just in case, Carlos Leal falls into some type of submission from Alex Morono. Maybe Carlos Leal breaks his leg. All right, instead of just playing Carlos Leal by KO at minus 150, we're just going to take the under 2.5. Take the under 2.5 at minus 120. I'm putting 2 units on it. I feel good. I think Leal goes out there and smokes him, but it's a little bit of insurance instead of just playing the knockout prop on Carlos Leal. Under 2.5 in the Leal-Morono fight. For 2 units at minus 120, there's your round prop bet for the week. Now, if you want all my bets this week, you can jump in the Home of Fight Picks Premium membership. There's a link down in the description below. Use code 313 since it's UFC 313. 313 will get you a 7-day free trial. This year, we are in the positive. 5.84 units in 2025 so far. Last year, I was up over 100 units. Year prior, I was up nearly 45. So 2 years of tracked winnings, and you also get my boy, the Parlays bets as well. He's up more than I am this year. So he's beat me this year. I beat him the last 2. So I got some ground to make up. Hopefully we do that this week. But if you want all my bets, you jump in the Home of Fight Picks Premium membership. Link down in the description below. You get signed up on Winnable, and whenever I post a play to you, you get it sent directly to your phone. You'll get a text. You click on it. You see the play. You can lock it in. That's huge for the DFS plays, which I send out on Monday because the lines tend to move very quickly. So once you get that text, you click on it, you look at the plays, you lock them in so you don't miss any of the lines. Free trial. Use code 313. Link down in the description below. The prop bet, not the round prop bet, but sort of. The prop bet this week, we're going to sprinkle on round 1 and round 2 KO for Mauricio Rufy. I already kind of laid it out in the video, but I think he KOs Bobby within 2. All right. And I'm getting plus 375 on a round 1 KO for Mauricio Rufy. I like that. I think his counters are deadly. I think Bobby leaves himself out there to be hit. He's 38. He's been chinned a couple times in the last couple years. And I think Rufy has the timing, the power, and the explosiveness to make him pay. So we're going Rufy round 1 KO at plus 375. I'm putting a half unit on that. And Rufy round 2 KO at plus 550. Putting a half unit on that. So we're going to get some nice return on this when Rufy knocks out Bobby Green within 2 rounds. Rufy, KO, 1 or 2. There's your prop bet for the week. And we can now get into the Betr Picks plays. If you're in one of these purple states, you're going to want to download Betr Picks. Use code HeyJive. Get your deposit bonus up to $250, and you can win up to 100x your money. You can win 500x your money. You can win up to 2,000x your money. Now, I don't really dabble with the boosted plays, but I usually go for the 100x, and we have hit the 100x before. We've hit the 50x before. So, download Betr Picks. There's a link down in the description below, and you can put the plays in here. Again, you're always going to want to look for the best line out there, and Betr Picks does have some better lines more often than not. The 8-legger this week for 100x. We got Marshall lower, Bruno Fajeda lower, Rufi lower, Lucindo lower, Bahamondes higher, Gaethje lower, Morono lower, and Saruya lower. Saruya, not a striker. Not a striker at all. He's only going to want to look to grapple. Morono, I don't think he's going to be willing to throw a lot of strikes at Carlos Leal, considering the power that's coming back at him, and I think the fight ends within 2 rounds. So I like the lower on Alex Morono. There's your 8-leg entry on Betr Picks. $50 to win $5,000. 100x multiplier. We've done it before. Why not us this week? There's your 2-leggers over here. We got Francis Marshall lower with Justin Gaethje lower. That's a 3x payout. And we got Rufi lower with Lucindo lower as well. That's your 3x payout. Love these slips. So if you're in one of these purple states, again, download Betr Picks. Get your deposit bonus when you use code HeyJive. Lock these in. We can hit some big plays. Lastly, I will offer you to join the free Telegram channel. I post all of my DFS plays in my free Telegram channel after the video. So if you want to go join that, so you can look at it on your phone and you can lock them in there so you don't have to keep the video up and listen to me blabber on about the picks. You can just look at the picture, lock them in there. I'll also throw some long shots in there as well. There's a link down in the description below to join the free Telegram. It's free. There's no catch. I don't know why you wouldn't, unless you just don't want to have Telegram on your phone, but Telegram's a great app. It's not a promotion, but I just like it. Free Telegram, link down in the description below. Appreciate you for watching. Like the video for me. Subscribe to the channel. And good luck to you on UFC 313. Till next time, HeyJive Picks. We out.